Hello everyone, we're here tonight at Watkins Glen International for race number 14 of the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series. It's race 2 of the chase as well, as these chase and playoff drivers trying to do battle here, turning right and left. The only road course in the chase here in Watkins Glen, New York. As qualifying right now underway, 10-minute qualifying for this road course here tonight. So plenty of time to get those 2 laps in that these drivers need to try to get that track position here. That is not most likely not going to be a caution tonight unless there's a big wreck early on in this one. So it's most likely going to stay green all 40 laps. So tire strategy, fuel strategy could play a factor also in tonight's race. So track position and qualifying can be very important early on. And we'll see who can get that Rev Limit Workshop Pole Award here tonight and win that free paint scheme from Rev Limit Workshop. That is currently on the racetrack right now. We have, let's see if we can get it up. We have currently the fastest driver in practice, Aaron Brown. Currently sits, I believe, 3rd in the points. Actually, no, Aaron Brown currently sits last in the points in the chase, excuse me, because he had a terrible Phoenix where he got DQ'd, actually. Excuse me on that one, but he entered the season second. He entered the chase second in the points, and the climb was way back through a bad chase race that he had in Phoenix. He still has some rebound, but it's going to be tough to come back. But he was fastest in practice. Once he Tyler Aspinall sets the first lap there, Aaron Brown must have went off the racetrack. Doug Assuming was also fast in practice as well. He's going through the carousel. Down the short chute as well. Currently leads the chase points currently over Luke Peters, but only a 2-point gap between those 2 drivers. After last week at Phoenix, Luke Peters picking up the win there at Phoenix. Was a pretty clean race in their first half, and then really got the caution fest later in throughout the race. But here comes Doug Assuming setting his lap across the line to the 1:18.9. Not great. That 71 machine and does not count, so must have went off track as well. Eric Keplinger, the last driver currently on the racetrack, does not cross the line quite yet. We'll see what he can do on his first lap. Coming out the final corner, Eric Keplinger coming across the line. As Aaron Brown goes to the top of the board, Keplinger. Lap time puts him 4th right now as Doug Assuming as well. Looking to be quick here. Trying to stay in that point lead here currently. Across the line, he goes pole position, it looks like, and he goes to the top of the board. Eric here goes to 3rd as well. Finish his last lap as Keplinger going through the carousel right now. Still halfway through this one in qualifying, so plenty of time for some other drivers to get a lap in, like Luke Peters, who currently sits 2nd in the points right now. Getting some more practice in as he's not go quicker on his second lap as Luke Peters now on the racetrack right now. trying to set his fast lap. One last week at Phoenix. He's a pretty good road racer. So we'll see what he can do here at Watkins Glen. Excuse me. Cross line, he goes pole position easily. Doesn't even need to have to do a second lap. As right now, Luke Peters, top of the board by 6.5 tenths right there. Over Douglas Suping, who's currently our points leader. About 3 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like the time to beat is going to be Luke Peters. I just don't know if anyone else has the skills to beat him based off the practice times as well. As to the penultimate corner right now, can he improve on his lap time even? Maybe breaking to the 1 minute 12s. Oh, the final corner coming across the line. Almost. As he goes, you'd still get pole position with that lap time of a 1 minute 13.2. As one other driver on the racetrack, Zach Domer right now. Zach Domer coming across the line. What place will he be in? His 1:16.7. I'll put him in 8th place for now. Can he improve on the lap time? He has time to do so. 2 minutes left in the session. Looks like Domer's just gonna pull it off there. That's gonna put Luke Peters in pole position here at Watkins Glen, as he will lead us to the green here. 40 laps. After a quick little warm-up session, a minute and a half left in qualifying, but it's pretty much over, as no one else will be able to set a lap. So we'll see you in a bit for the green flag here at Watkins Glen. The TA Graphics Dash at the Glen. And we'll be right back. We're back here at Watkins Glen, currently underway on the formation lap, pace lap, whatever you want to call it. And we'll take a quick look. Our starting grid here for tonight's 40 lap race here at the Glen. On pole position, like we saw, Luke Peters and Douglas Zubigny on the front row in second. Aaron Brown third, Eric Kitter fourth. Kyle Aspinall fifth, Dakota Lee sixth. Eric Kilblinger seventh, Zach Dahmer eighth. Luke LaFaro 9th, Malachi Drake 10th, and Brian Perry round out our 11 car field here for tonight's 40 lap race. Like I mentioned, expect a 1 or 2 stop race. Tire wear is definitely going to be an issue here tonight. Pretty hot track temp, I believe. Here Watkins Glen, 113 degree track temp, 81 degree air temperature, no clouds in the sky, very sunny. Watkins is not the most challenging racetrack. It's more of a rhythm racetrack. Just get in your rhythm and just get going. And just try to not make any mistakes, especially in the dog bus stop and carousel. Those are probably the two trickiest corners. Just waiting to get on the gas in the carousel. It's a long corner. And you just gotta wait and wait and wait and find the right moment and not spin your tires or get any too much rear wheel spin, and just conserve your tires as much as you can. And tire strategy definitely going to play a factor. Short pitting could play a factor, and also long pitting as well. Overcut and undercut. But anyways, as the pace truck about to go into the second to last corner, the penultimate corner on the racetrack, we're about to go green here. The TA Graphics dash at the Glen. As the pace truck turns in the pit lane, the hard right turn in the pit road. And we are underway here at Watkins Glen for race number 2 of the chase. As here comes Aaron Brown, are going to make it 3 wide for the race lead. He's going to really send it in there. He locks it up the brakes, but he has the race lead for now, but overshoots big time as Luke Peters retakes the race lead. Up the hill they go, through the yeses, as Aaron Brown loses position. Douglas Zubigny, terrible start for him, as Aaron Brown almost in the outside wall, but Douglas Zubigny down to 6th, as Aaron Brown losing it. Through the grass he goes, drifting it. Oh, right into Douglas Zubigny, and around goes our point leader. Huge wreck in the upper. Oh, man. Past the yeses, Aaron Brown out, Douglas Zubigny out, and caution flag flies. As our points leader, Douglas Zubigny, out early in this one. Wow. What a turn of events there. Aaron Brown just overshooting big time, and through the grass he goes. Couldn't keep it safe and on the racetrack. And the rejoin just was not great there from that 833 machine. As that really opens up the championship windows, and Luke Peters is going to play a big role in that one as well, as he's currently our race leader, and he's going to probably pull away big time in the points after tonight. Let's just take a quick replay of everything. Aaron Brown really overshooting turn 1. He had a gap there. He was taking it 3 wide, but he really sent it deep on the brakes. Locked him up a little bit, overshot. Same with Doug, assuming they both overshot. Allowed Eric Kitter, Dakota Lee, Tyler Aspinall to sneak inside there as well. Aaron just getting loose in the marbles there. Clipping the grass, getting loose. Going through the grass right there. Couldn't keep it saved and slowed down. They spin right and throw on the S's right in front of Keplinger. One other driver got damaged. I think Luke LaFaro as well got damaged there. So 2 drivers out early in this one. Caution flag flies here on lap number 1. As we're going to take a quick break, we'll be right back here at Watkins Glen. As we're back here live at Watkins and about to go back green here, coming to lap number 5. And the thing is, they did have one faster pair, so Doug's gonna be not out of this one yet. They'll be restarting in that 8th place spot. So what he can do here in these next 36 laps. As pace car is off, and green flag back in the air this time by. There's down into turn 1. There you go. Peter's on the right side. Peter on the left side. Side by side teammates, door to door, up the S's they go. This is crucial moments on this race here on the restart. You gotta try to get that track position. Peter a bit loose there. Not on the preferred line. He's on the preferred line now on the second S. Now Peter's on the preferred line. Coming down to the back straightaway and into the bus stop here. Full speed for the first time here tonight. As they're still alongside each other. Heater gonna crowd him down a little bit on the entry of the bus stop. Gonna give him the space on the entry, and Peters is gonna clear Heater down the bus stop. Oh, Heater gets a bit loose, wonky up there. As here comes Dakota Lee as well, and Tyler Aspinall. As now Peters has a huge gap from second. As Doug Suming already up to 5th place. Got by Luke Lafaro and Zach Domer there in 6th and 7th. As Eric Heater being hunted right now from Dakota Lee. A little contact there through the short chute. Now into penultimate corner right now. Dakota Lee clears. As Heater struggling here on these tires. Heater falls down to 4th place right now. Here comes at 71. Looking to the right side of Eric Heater. Not going to be able to get in the final corner. But Luke Peters leads the first green flag lap here at Watkins Glen. Coming to lap number 6. It's a clearly impressive run for that 3 machine. Out in second right now. Looking really good. Tyler Aspinall keeping up his great chase that he's having so far. Finished 3rd last week at Phoenix. Currently sits 3rd right now. Walking to Glen. Here gets loose on the entry. Clips the grass. Slideways into the entry of the bus stop. He keeps it on the wraps for now. And what a save for that 28 machine. But he's just making little mistakes here and there, which cost him 2 positions and also cost him a lot of time to Luke Peters and put him down all the way down here in 4th place. It's on Luke for way wide there off the carousel. Coming on the gas way too early for the 54 machine. But right now it's Luke Peters pretty much on cruise control right now. It's 2 seconds clear of the field. And if he can keep this pace up, he's looking for a dominant win here tonight. Trying to go back to back here in the 5 Points Racing League. So the yeses they go one more time. A little space out in between each other. A few tenths in between. A few crawlings in between each other. As Dakota Lee gets a bit loose through the 3rd corner. And here comes Tyler Aspinall with a good run down to the bus stop. Gonna really send that first curb. Dakota Lee gets a better entry and a little bit better exit, seems like. But here comes Eric here as well. He got a good exit, but Douglas Suming not too far behind. A very big pack of cars here. 4 cars, could be 5 here shortly if Luke Farrell can join up with these guys as he continue about here for a 2nd place spot. Pretty much under a blanket right now between these 4 drivers. Oh, Dakota Lee gets a little tight there. As here from Tyler Aspinall on the left side. Eric Keener gonna take advantage of that one as Dakota Lee goes from 2nd. Has a little contact. Doug assuming it goes around. Right in the final corner, backing up, trying to not get hit. As Malcolm Drake spinning out, trying to avoid them. He gets the inside wall there on the entry of the pit lane. And a disastrous start for a 71 machine already. Got wrecked on lap 1 and now spun around there on lap 7, the final corner. Looks like Dakota Lee just, I think he just went way too wide in the penultimate corner. Maybe clipped the grass as well. Clipped the grass right there. Just had a shallow entry and just couldn't do much there. But Douglas Sumay now in 7th place. Had to work his way back up as here comes Eric Keener and Tyler Aspinall. 4 seconds to the inside of the bus stop. Not able to do it right there. And he stays behind that 29 for now. As they here, oh, the back bumper of that 29 machine. Will make the move down the turn one. He looks to the inside, peaks there. Asmo a little deeper on the brakes. The overshoot, no, perfect turn one for that 29 machine. As he stays ahead for now. Behind them, Luca Faro in fourth. They could lead down the fifth. The contact with the 71. Eric Kelpering in sixth place right now. Eric here close battle on the racetrack between him and Tyler Aspinall for second. As we're already almost 1/4 of the way through this one already. Lap 10 now here of 40. These two continue to be close together and continue to battle it out. Watkins, not a lot of hard braking zones here, so it's not the easiest place to pass. Probably turn one is probably the best place to pass, and maybe the last corner as well. But really only two, maybe three great passing zones here at Watkins Glen. Just a lot of flowy racetracks, 90-degree corners mostly. The bus stop, definitely not a place you probably want to pass or make a move unless you're way far ahead of someone going into the entry of the bus stop. As Luke Peters continues to stay out in front for now. We do low aileron, crank it up here. As we're 1/4 of the way through this one already. As we're back live here at Watkins, Glen, currently Eric Keeter battling out with Dakota Lee for that 5th place spot. Dakota Lee goes to the inside of Eric Keeter on the final corner here. Eric Keplinger, excuse me, a bit loose there on the entry as he stays ahead for now. Dakota Lee looks to the inside now of Eric Keplinger. Into turn 1 they go, and Douglas Subing not too far behind either. Almost some contact between those two drivers. Oh, Dakota Lee bit loose there. Same with Eric Keplinger as they're still alongside each other up through the S's. Keplinger stays ahead for now. And here comes Douglas Subing. He has joined the party here with these 3 drivers duking it out for a top 5 spot. Keplinger holding him up a little bit. He's trying to maintain his position as much as he can for now. And here comes Douglas Subing into the inside in the bus stop. Aggressive move there, but he clears Dakota Lee there for a 6th place spot for now. As drifting through the grasses at 71. As what a great bus stop there. All right to the right side of Eric Keplinger. Through the carousel they go. Using as much curbing as he can. As they're side by side through the short chute. Newbigin is going to clear. Yes, he will. And Newbigin up in the 5th now. Trying to regain as many points as he can after those 2 early wrecks he had in the first half of this race so far. I think his best position probably he can get is probably up to 4th place. Top 3 have been really quick so far here tonight. Speaking of the top 3, Eric here closing and maintaining that gap on Tyler Aspinall. Aspinall stretched it out to around 8/10 or so, but as Peters is also really kind of just maintained his 5-second lead over these 2 drivers behind them. Hasn't been a lot of change in pace there for Luke Peters, just kind of being pretty consistent. I don't think he's pushing his tires too hard at all. As Dakota Lee trying to get around Eric Keplinger once again, not able to in the final corner. As Dakota Lee very loose on the final corner. He keeps out the inside wall. They lose a lot of time there, around 2 seconds or so to that 6th machine, so he stays in 6th for now. As Douglas is moving way wide, let's go Keplinger in the spot as well. So Keplinger moves himself back up to 5th. Can he maintain that place until the first pit stops here, which probably will happen around halfway or so. There's a couple battles currently on the racetrack right now. As Eric here really trying to push his way up there, using up his tires as much as he can. So up the hill they go. Once more. You see his gap just has been pretty much the same. I think he has a little bit of dirty air as well, not helping them out at all. Which is something probably these drivers experience, especially in those S's. That's really where the dirty air really hits you the most. Everywhere else on the racetrack, maybe not so much, but up the hill through the S's, and that's really where you really see the dirty air effect when you're riding behind someone. So let's go on board with Eric here through the S's and see how bad the dirty air is for this 28 machine. Didn't look too bad. I don't think he was close enough though to really experience that dirty air. Skepler gets passed by Doug zooming in there up ahead, so Newbegin up to 5th once again, as he made that mistake earlier in the race. As here comes Dakota Lee down pit lane. So pit stops are happening here a little earlier than I expected. I expected these drivers to at least go lap 20. Not sure what the fuel window is like. Looks like Dakota Lee may be out of tonight's race as well. Apparently not on the pit lane right now, but we'll see if that changes. Could be some internet issues as well. This looks like Dakota Lee out of tonight's race early on. As Eric here, probably the closest he's been in a few laps on Tyler Aspinall. Will he make the move here? Not the best bus stop entry, as Aspinall now gaps him a little bit there. About 2/10 through the bus stop. Through the carousel they go now. Can Heater make up the difference through the carousel? Aspinall a bit loose, but here not a great exit either, as they stay pretty much even down the short chute into the penultimate corner. As Luke Peters is still 5 seconds ahead of these two drivers. Peters has been actually a little bit slower than the drivers behind, but he's been just consistent enough where it hasn't really affected his performance too much. As Eric here down pit lane, first driver in the top 5 of the pit. And same with Luke Alfaro, so the pit window is open, I guess. Not sure how long these guys can go on fuel, but it looks like only 19 laps possibly. So might see a 2-stop race, or maybe someone will stretch out 1. And maybe trying to short pit and try to get up to Luke Peters. His lap times have fallen off around 1.5 seconds. As Eric Keplinger also down pit lane, I believe. Actually, no. Excuse me. As Newbegin goes up to 3rd, Keplinger up to 4th. As Ario's here off of pit lane right now. We'll see if Luke Peters comes on pit lane this time by. No, he's just down there. He hits the wall there on the exit there. Tyler Aspinall coming out pit lane. Looks like he will. A little shallow entry, and yes, he will. The 29 coming out pit lane. So Luke Peters trying to stay out as long as he can. Stretch this out and do an overcut. So Newbegin bit loose, may wheel hopped it there. Smile because you're coming down pit lane as well. Following the 29 in. As Doug Newbegin struggling on those tires maybe. I'd assume Luke Peters may be coming this time. No, he's going to stay out another lap there. And this moment, Eric here and Aspinall is here, has jumped Tyler Aspinall actually. As Aspinall, not the greatest pit stop entry, about 4/10 slower on pit lane compared to Eric Heater. That makes the difference right there. So Heater jumps Aspinall big time. Almost 2.5 seconds between those two drivers. as the top three have yet to pit yet so far, as we're halfway through this one already. 21 laps down, 20 to go here at the Glen. As Will Peters bringing down pit lane this time, looks like he will. A little shallow entry, but no, he actually just stay out once more. As Peters really trying to stretch this out as long as he can go. Not sure if that's the right strategy though, but New Beginning currently doing the same thing. Same with Eric Keplinger. Keplinger going way wide. Lot slower lap time there for Eric Keplinger. He may bring in pit lane this time. New Beginning will. Keplinger stays out once more. So currently our points here bringing it down pit lane. So Peters now with a 30-second lead over Eric Keplinger. But after this, I believe Eric Keeter will take the race lead from Luke Peters once Peters comes down pit lane. Just because of how long he's stayed out, Keeter has so much, he's about 2 seconds quicker, second half quicker a lap. And 3 laps there. That should be about 4.5 seconds. And here comes Luke Peters down pit lane. So we'll see what Eric Keeter cycles through as he's going through the bus stop right now. Peters just entering pit lane. Pit lane here is around 42 seconds. So about 30 seconds right now, and Peters about 26 back. So he should have the race lead here, I believe. Once Peters, he's not even in his box yet, and he is coming through the final, second to last corner right now. So Peters way down pit lane though, so he's got a little shortcut though in the turn one. You're not crossing the start finish line yet. There is Eric here off of the final corner. Peters on those left side tires now. Right side tires up. As Keplinger going to take the race lead actually as well. Keplinger staying out another lap as here comes Eric Keeter. As Peters on the inside, going to be a close battle off of pit lane. But Eric Keeter does take it as Peters going to have colder tires. But Heater with a bad turn one, as that's going to allow Luke Peters to sneak on through. Heater with a terrible turn one. And that Peters stays out in front, and he will claim the race lead. And Heater having some dirty air as well. And Peters having the fresher tires. As we'll take a look at that one, I think Peter probably would have had the race lead there if he just didn't make that mistake going down to turn one. As here's the replay, he's on, just gets a little bad entry, made wheel hopped it there, clipped the curb. And Peters with a really good exit off of pit lane and just stays in front there. And now he has gapped Eric here big time. 2 seconds is between the gap between those two drivers, and if he was able to stay in front of Peters, he may have been able to slow him down just a little bit, maybe made him burn up his stuff really quick. But now with Peters 4 lap fresher tires in the rest of the field, it's going to be almost impossible to catch that 50 machine. And I would assume Eric Keplinger coming down pit lane sometime. He did pit on the first caution. He topped it off on fuel, so he can go a little bit longer than his drivers behind him. But how long exactly, I do not know, but he should cycle down to 7th place most likely once he does pit. As there goes Peters by Keplinger. He's going to clear it through the bus stop. As we're Eric Kellinger bringing out pit lane this time by. Here with 17 laps to go. Not yet. So Kellinger really stretching us out on fuel. Keeter now catch on Eric Kellinger. Talaswan does have pressure tires in Eric Keeter. It's only 1 lap pressure tires, but could make all the difference here. As here comes Keeter on the inside of Kellinger. Kellinger going to give him the spot there through the bus stop. Still not a great entry though for Eric Keeter. But he gets the job done and he moves himself back up to second. And with coming to 15 to go this time by, pit cycles have been complete. Almost, as one driver is still not get to pit Eric Kellinger, but pretty soon I believe he would pit. He is pitting this time by. Ooh, Kellinger bad entry, clips the grass there. And he's still not in pit lane yet, so he's really stretching this out as he's going to the inside there to let the last one all by. As Kellinger really stretching this out as long as he can. Back out front, Luke Peters leads. 5 seconds over Eric Keeter, and he has way fresher tires. Luke Peters with a great strategy call here. And he's looking really good here late in this one. With 15 laps to go, we're going to do a little Ellerin and crank it up here for the final time tonight. As you're back live here at Watkins Glen. 11 laps to go here in tonight's race. Tyler Aspinall trying to chase down Eric here for second. Hasn't been able to really close in too much on that 28 machine after he hit a lap earlier and was able to jump that 29 machine for a second. They kind of just swapped positions there. And with 10.5 laps to go, this is currently the closest battle on the racetrack. Hospital last time I was a half a tenth slower compared to Eric Keeler. Coming up on some lap traffic up ahead. That is the 14 machine of Zach Dahmer right there. As he's going to let Eric here and Tyler Aspinall by there. And also, Luca Farrell getting chased down by Douglas Ubing there for fourth. Oh, we're having a good day here tonight so far. That fourth place spot. And for a top 5 tonight. He currently sits 8th in the points overall. 3 top 5s this season, looking for his 4th. Currently, Jack Clemens not here tonight. Dakota Lee out earlier in this one, so he can maybe jump himself up to maybe that 5th place spot in the points. As Malachi Drake struggling a little bit here tonight as well. Currently sits in 6th place. Not terrible. Keplinger, though, has way fresher tires, so I'm expecting that 60 machine to easily get around. That 90 machine up ahead. His sponsor for tonight's race, actually, as well. Malachi Drake Racing on that 60 machine right there. But Douglas Ubing closing the gap there on Luke Lafaro. Lafaro a little wide there in the carousel exit. Newbane, can he maybe get himself up to 4th place? He has a way faster race car right now and 3 lap pressure tires and Luke Lafaro up ahead. How long can Lafaro hold on? LPS as they go down to the back straightaway. Lafaro hanging on for now. They got down to about 3 car lengths between these 2 drivers. Ubing with a great bus stop entry. Has a huge run going to the carousel. To the inside he goes. Going to peek his nose and not able to get there in time. Lafaro just drawing him for now. As all over the back bumper of that 54 machine. As down the front straightaway they go. LaFaro's still ahead for now. There's also battles around the racetrack as well. Malachi getting chased down by Eric Kepling, I mentioned before. And Tyler Aspinall also chasing out Eric here just a little bit at a time. We'll see what he can do though. A lot of traffic up ahead. Brian Perry is just going to cut the bus stop and let these guys go. As far with a bad bus stop entry. Here comes Douglas Swimmy to the inside. Here goes into the carousel. You got LaFaro going to shut the door on him once more. Off the exit of the carousel there. LaFaro goes a little wide. Hops the curb a little bit too much. Newbie with a good run, but LaFaro stays ahead to the penultimate corner. As these two continue to scrap for 4th and 5th. Eric Kepling is right on the back bumper. Malachi Drake as well, about half a second behind him. Off the far corner, LaFaro with a good run. Douglas Subing stays behind for now. As Malachi Drake under attack from up 60 machine behind. As they go to the final corner, final penultimate corner there, through the short chute. Back up to the battle for 4th place. Can Newbegin get by Luke LaFaro? Good bus stop to go once more. Newbegin really cutting the course. You might get a song for that one because that was way off the racetrack there. Well, LaFaro still stays ahead for now, but back down for 6th right there. Eric Kepling on way fresher tires, about 8 lap fresher tires, and Malachi Drake trying to chase down his team owner up ahead of him. Great bus stop there for Eric Keplinger. Overshoots the exit though, through the grass he goes. Has some dirt on his tires through the carousel though. And you might have a slowing on that as well. We go back out in front. Luke Peters down the back straightaway 5 laps to go, pretty much 4.5 laps to go now. Eric Keeter not too far behind. Last one not too far behind as well. So Peters makes a mistake, which he hasn't really done so far tonight. But he's looking really good. But back down to 4th place. Doug assuming he's still on the back bumper of Luke LaFaro. Can LaFaro hang on? For his next 4.5 laps, oh, bad exit there off the S's. And here comes Douglas Newbegin. He's through for 4th for now. Into the bus stop they go. Douglas Newbegin shuts the door on the entry. Will LaFaro give him the bumper? No, he won't. As Newbegin moves himself up to 4th place. Clips the grass there, gets a bit loose as well. Dirt roading it through the bus stop there. But he gets up to 4th place ahead of Luke LaFaro. As we go back to the battle for 6th place, Eric Kelvinger and Malachi Drake. As 4 laps to go here in this one tonight. I'm going to get a little tight there in the final corner. As Keplinger getting around, as Malachi Drake spun around through turn 1. We'll take a look what happened there. It's just overshot big time. As Keplinger was pouncing there, may have just overdrove it, just seeing the guy in the mirror behind you. I just spun, got loose there on the entry, and around he goes. He's going to lose out 6th place there to Eric Kelvinger. He's going to lose himself up to 6th there. As back out in front, no one really close once more. Luke Peters dominated here tonight so far. Coming to 2 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. So the majority of this one here tonight got the pole. And 2 laps to go here. Right now. As 7 seconds back is Eric here in second. Aspinall 1.5 seconds back from Eric here as well. So if Heater makes a mistake, Aspinall is there to pounce as well. So that could play a factor later in this lap. As Heater has about 1 lap older tires than that 29 machine, so as Peters goes through the penultimate corner and out through the final corner. Coming to the white flag here. The TA Graphics dash at the Glen. Luke Peters, 1 more lap to go. He's going to go back-to-back to start the chase here. If he can make it around these next few corners and next few laps, pretty much a minute and 15 seconds here. No mistakes so far tonight. As white flag in the air for the rest of the field as well. No one really close together. The closest battle on the racetrack is Eric Keeter and Tyler Aspinall. As he threw the bus stop cleanly. Same with Tyler Aspinall. Actually, I think Keeter may have clipped the right side of the fence on the entry. He had a really kind of bad bus stop there. Tyler Aspinall getting a lot of time there on that 28 machine. But out in front, Luke Peters got the pole. Led the majority of this one. Great strategy call from him. He's going to come out the final corner. He's going to win here tonight. The TA Graphics dash at the Glen and go back-to-back to start the chase off. And he'll take the points lead after tonight. In the battle for second behind him, Aspinall closes the gap down on Eric here there, but not enough for that 29 machine as Heater will stay in second. Great result for that 28 machine and great result back-to-back third places for Tyler Aspinall. He's looking to maybe be up in that. He's going to stay in that third place spot most likely in the chase as well. As Douglas Sumigini follows down the fourth. Not a terrible result for that 71 machine. Probably not the result he wanted going into tonight after qualifying in second place. As Luke Faro can hang himself up to fifth. Eric Kelvinger will be making a second start here tonight in this series. Gonna put himself in the sixth place. Not in the chase, but good result from him here tonight as well. Just running a clean race as being consistent. So Malachi Jake, one of the last cars finished here on the lead lap. Gonna finish in that 7th place spot. And Brian Perry across the line. That's gonna wrap it up here tonight. As everyone else crossed the line. As Luke Peters wins at Watkins Glen. as we're going to take a quick break and we'll speak to our top 3 drivers after this. As we're back here at Watkins, we're going to look at our final results here for tonight's CA Graphics Dash at the Glen. Luke Pierce picks up the win here tonight. Eric here second, Tyler Aspinall in third, Douglas Dubing in fourth, Luke LaFaro in fifth, Eric Hellinger sixth, Malgajic seventh, Zach Domer in eighth, Brian Perry ninth, Curly 10th. Round out our 11 car field here tonight. Aaron Brown wrecking out on lap 1. Gonna speak to our race winner here tonight and our pole sitter as well, Luke Peters. So we'll bring him in here for the interview. Currently not in the waiting room, but we'll bring our second place finisher in the meantime of Eric here. Hello, Eric. I got a copy.
Yeah, I got him.
So you round yourself out in the second there. Almost had Peters off of pit lane, just went wide into turn 1. Talk us through your race and your race strategy as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was not the optimal strategy there. I definitely, going into the race would have wanted to, just split it in half there. You don't want extra time on old tires, of course. But just due to my mistake a bit earlier battling with Peters, I had a slowdown penalty and that lost me a few spots there. So I was just battling up there, and once the tires wore off, it was just absolutely impossible to pass. So I just decided to pit a little bit early, and I knew it wasn't, going to be the best for the race time, but I had to get by Tyler there for the points, obviously. So I was a little bit surprised that Peters stayed out for so long because I knew by him doing that I was going to have a shot at him, but I just decided to make another mistake there, and just going wide there would have been okay, but the fact that I got the slowdown penalty for that one as well pretty much just solidified me in second place there. Not much I could have done to catch up with him after we had such a big tire deficit, but that's what we had to do to finish second there, so can't complain about it. I'll take the points. Really hope we get better attendance next week. Hopefully some of the guys that left decide to come back and get a bit better showing, especially since we have some really nice tracks coming up for racing.
Yeah, playoffs right now as well going next week in the Auto Club. What are your thoughts at the 2 mile racetrack?
That is definitely one of my favorite tracks. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sure it's going to be really fun to be battling with my teammates and the rest of the field and such. So yeah, looking forward to it. I know there are some really competitive guys there at this track coming up here. So I'm gonna have to be on my A game if I want to make up any points for this title fight. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Anyone thanks for tonight's second place run?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'd like to thank Brady for putting on this league, and you for doing the broadcast. And yeah, shout out to all the ABOT guys.
Well, congrats on your second place here at Watkins, and we'll see you next week at Auto Club.
Thank you. Congrats to Peter's on.
So we'll speak to our third place finisher of Tyler Aspinall, who goes back to back in third place. Continues his great chase right now. Hello, Tyler. Got a copy?
What's up?
So once again, finishing that third place spot, back to back weeks. How are you looking forward to his momentum carrying on to the rest of the chase?
Well, I hate to correct you, but I think it was second last week. But
Second,
nonetheless, it's a 3-point difference. But yeah, definitely great to finish in the top 3 this race. I know everybody was just hanging on for dear life. I know I was, at least. Luke was just in a league of his own. I really want to download the grip packs he's got. But yeah, moving forward, I know we're definitely gonna be sitting pretty good in the points here. So I just kind of want to, carry that forward. I know we got 3 races left. I think it's Auto Club, Richmond, and Vegas. All 3 of which I think are actually pretty decent tracks for me. So I'm just gonna try to race my race, try to do the best I can, and hopefully wind up at a pretty good spot here at season's end.
Yeah, you had a great race here tonight, finishing at third place spot. Anyone you want to thank for tonight's good run?
Yeah, I know my mom's probably not watching, but Aunt Sherry, Grammy, maybe the other Grammy as well, if you guys are watching, possibly Jeff too. Thanks guys for watching. Thank you to Four Cloak Media, TA Graphics on North. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, we can move forward in a good position and keep that good position, and maybe we'll have a shot at here come Vegas.
Yeah, like I said, congrats on your third place here tonight. We'll see you next week at Auto Club.
All right, thanks, Talon. Have a good night.
So it's Tyler Aspinall finishing up in third. Luke Pierce not in the interview room, so I guess we're not going to be interviewing our race runner here tonight. But overall, good race, good strategy. Luke Pierce pretty much dominant here tonight overall. But before we go, next week we go to Auto Club for the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for chase race number 3. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Legends Racing League Gen 4 Series, the Legacy Daytona. That's the season opener for them. And Thursday nights, the Undisputed Cup Series at Charlotte, and then Stampede Racing League Juicy Spire Premier Series at Dover, and then next week, Superstar Cup will be racing at Michigan. Off week for them this week, and same with NAOR, off week for them this week as well. So no Wednesday and no Friday broadcast this week, but Friday nights they'll go to Le Mans on June 27th. At 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That should be a very interesting combo there, next gen at Le Mans. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Legends Racing League, and we'll also see you next week for the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series at Auto Club. See you.